Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I make 4D flowers. So I've just taken a bead of that light yellow acrylic, which I mixed myself, and placing that down on backing paper of a form. I wait a moment for it to start turning matte, so that's when it's mouldable. And I'm now pressing it out into a half circle shape. I'm going to place a small bead of crystal glass, clear acrylic, down to stand the petal upright in once I've rolled it up to make the middle of the flower. I don't think everybody does that, but I find it helps sort of secure it to the backing paper, so it doesn't move about as you're adding more petals to it. Manoeuvring it carefully over there as it's still quite soft, and standing it upright. I do 2 petals at a time. I don't think you could do more than that, because by the time you've done a third one, the first one would be too dry, wouldn't be bendable to wrap around the flower. So again, I make these into half circles. I just zoomed in a bit there so you can see a bit clearer what I'm doing. As I work my way out, each set of 2 petals that I make slightly bigger than the last. That's because on the outer petals I like to bend them over at the top outwards. It looks more like a real flower that way. If you're interested in how I made that yellow, I used half a scoop of Pineapple Fizz and 5 scoops of Snow White. It's all CJP powders that I use. I'll make a note of that in the description box below, so that if you want to mix this colour yourself, you can. And just carefully placing that petal on, wrapping it round, securing it as well as I can at the bottom. And I find also, before I lift the petal up off the backing paper, I dip it in monomer and get it, slightly wet with the monomer, and it makes it easier to slide under the petal without damaging it. The reason I'm making these 4D flowers, I'm going to make several of them, is I'm going to use them in the next set of nails that I do. So if you're interested to see what I do with them, just subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, and you will get a notification as soon as I upload that video, and you'll be able to see what I do with these flowers. I'll be making several yellow ones, some lilac, and green, and possibly blue as well. All sort of quite light colours. Yeah, as you can see, these petals are a bit bigger than the previous 2. And I'll be bending these over a little bit at the top once I've placed them on the flower. Please excuse the mess on my kitchen paper there. Before I did this flower, I did a purple flower, and that's where I was wiping my brush, but I decided the purple was too dark. I want quite light colours in the next set of nails, so that one ended up in the bin anyway. And this petal was still quite soft. I could have probably given it a bit longer, but it was slightly smaller than the other one, so I wanted to get it on first. But I managed anyway, it was fine. I doubt if you can hear, but I've got my cat Solar next to me on the sofa and he's purring away. I'm not touching him, but he's purring away to himself quite happily. I've got two cats. Solar's a ginger cat, is 15, 16, thereabouts. So he's getting quite old, but he still thinks he's a kitten. And I've got another cat called Magic, and he is tabby and white, and he's long haired. He's big. I call him Fatty Bum Bum because he's so big and fat, but it's not really fat. It's just because he's long haired and he's very floofy. His fur's so soft. He's 3.5, so he's not here much in the daytime. He goes out pretty much all day, comes back for his dinner. Quite often brings us presents home, which is great. Especially when they're still alive and you have to catch them, put them out. He's brought back all sorts. And pigeons and mice and voles. We had a mouse living under the sofa for several days once because we couldn't catch it. These are the outer petals, and the last two petals that I'm doing there. And you can see I've made them a little bit pointy at the top, which looks really nice when you sort of fold them over and spread them out a bit. You see, I hadn't wet my brush there, and I was struggling to get it off the paper, so there we go. I've wet it now, and it's a lot easier to get off the paper. It's a fiddly job. You need patience to do this. I'm a very patient person, so that's fine for me. And that's the last petal going on now. And I'm just bending those petals outwards at the top, which is the reason you make them bigger as you go outwards, so you can bend them over. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.